Today's video, we are going to be graphing functions on a coordinate plane, and more specifically, linear functions. So this is the linear function we are going to be graphing, y equals negative 3x. And here is our coordinate plane, our xy axis. So remember, this is, the x axis, this is the y axis, and we're going to use the points, the coordinates, to graph and see what our function looks like. Now, the x values are filled in here. Not always is that going to be the case, but at least with these problems that we're going to do today, we just have to figure out what the y values are, then plot the coordinates. So what I'm going to do is take this x value, plug it into our function, and perform the indicated operations. So y equals negative 3 times x. So that means when I plug this in, I'm going to get y equals negative 3 times negative 2. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Okay. Negative 3 times negative 1. So if I plug in negative 1 here, is going to be positive 3. Negative times negative is a positive. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. So here are the coordinates that I'm going to graph on our grid. I'm going to change the thickness of my line just so that you can see what the points are. So I can simply click. It's a lot easier to do this with a mouse. All right, so we have negative 2, 6. So from the middle, I go left 2, up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click. Negative 1, 3. From the middle, left 1, up 3. Click. 0, 0. It's right in the middle. 1, negative 3. So right 1, down 3. Click. 2, negative 6. 2, negative 6. Click. 3, negative 9. 3, negative 9. Bam. Now I'm going to, again, change the thickness of my line. And I'm going to actually make it a straight line. So as opposed to before I was doing a scribble, I'm going to make a straight line. And I'm going to go back to what I had before. It was one of these two. I think it was, we'll do this one. See what it goes. And I'm going to connect all those points. Should be a straight line. Okay. And it's important that you put arrowheads at the end because this linear function does go from negative infinity to positive infinity when it comes to the x value and y value. So, and as you can see, you always read a graph from left to right. So this graph is decreasing. So this is going down and right. When it goes down and right, that means it's decreasing. All right, we might see another instance where the graph would be increasing. All right, so that's the first one. Let's do another one. Okay, this one right here. I'm going to change colors for this one. Okay, go back to my scribble. Okay. Ooh, 2/3. Okay. Now, if you're not good with fractions, you can use a calculator. 2/3 x. All right. So 2/3 times negative 6. So 2/3 times negative 6. You can use a fraction calculator if this pops up. Here we go. Okay. So 2/3 times negative 6 is negative 4. All right, so let's go back and write in negative 4. Okay. 2/3 times negative 3. So the only thing I'm going to do is 2/3 times negative 3. Is negative 2. Okay. So this is negative 2. Okay. And 2/3 times 0, that's 0. That's easy to do. And what's nice about the positives, you already figured out the negatives. So to figure out the positives, you just do 2/3 times 3, which we know is positive 2. 2/3 times 6 is positive 4. And then we just have to do 2/3 times 9. So 2/3 times 9, I know that off the top of my head. So if you want to do this off the top of your head, here's the trick. Okay, you multiply 2 times 9, right, which is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay. Or you could do 9 divided by 3. If you plugged in 9 here, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Times 2 is 6. Okay. So I have that. All right. Now, plotting my points. Again, I'm going to make this the ultimate thickness. So we have -6, -4. So from the middle, -6 to -4. Click. -3, -2. Click. 0, 0. Click. 3, 2. Click. 6, 4. And 9, 6. Oop, I messed up on that last one. Did I? Yeah, I did. This is 3, 2. Okay, and then 6, 4. There we go. And then 9, 6. 9, 6. Bam. All right. Change to a line. Adjust the thickness. Connect the points. There. Arrows. Boom. And again, this line is increasing. It's going up and right. All right, so this function is increasing as opposed to the last one was decreasing. All right, next one. All right, 3/2 x minus 1. All right, change the color on this one. I'm going to do purple. And change that to a scribble. Again, use your calculator. 3/2 times -4 minus 1. 3/2. Move this. There we go. Times -4. Or you could, here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it in parentheses because you're supposed to be substituting in parentheses when you have a function like this. -1. Enter is -7. So back to over here is going to be -7. Okay. 3/2 times -2 minus 1. So back to here. 3/2 and parentheses -2 minus 1 is -4. 3/2 times 0 is 0 minus 1 is -1. 3/2 times 2 is 3/2 times 2, which is 3, minus 1 is going to be probably 2. Yep, 2. So unlike the last one, where these were the same, you just changed the signs, this -1 messes things up. All right. So it's not always going to be the same y value for the negatives and the positive versions of it and just changing the sign. So you have to be careful. It's good to double check with the calculator. 3/2 times 4, I know that off the top of my head, is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. And then 3/2 times 6 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay, so just fast tracking how to put these into the calculator. Okay, and if you could do that off the top of your head, great. I encourage you to do that. It's a lot quicker. Okay, if I know 6 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay. All right, now graphing the points, I'm going to change to the ultimate thickness, and we have -4. -7. -7. Yep. Click. -2. -4. Click. 0, -1. Click. 2, 2. Click. 4, 5. Click. And 6, 8. Click. And it looks like a straight line. So instead of the scribble, I'm going to do a line, change it back to I'm going to do this thickness. I like that one. The other one's too thin. All right. Connect the dots. Make sure you put your arrowheads so that it shows it goes to positive infinity and negative infinity. And again, we have another increasing function. It's going up and right. Okay. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. And always remember, whether you're solving for X or Y, always give math a try.